Welcome to Yeshiva Daf. We're holding in Chulin Daf Chavtes. We're starting Daf Chavches with base in the bottom, in the two dots towards the bottom. And the Gemara says as follows: Chatzi echod be'oif v'chulin. Itma. Rav Omar mechzo al mechzo kiroiv. Meaning, we said you cannot do, the introduction is, when you're doing a shchita, you have to make sure to do the roiv. Now what happens if he does half? Is half considered to be like roiv or not? So Rav said mechza mechza is kiroiv. Half is not like roiv. Rav Omar mechza mechza kiroiv. Hachi Omar le'achmon le'Moshe. This is what Kavul told Moshe Rabbeinu. Loi seshayer rubo. Don't leave over the roiv. Make sure to cut more than the mute. Rav Kana Omar mechza mechza in a kiroiv. If he does only half, it's not a roiv. Hachi Omar le'achmon le'Moshe. That's what Kavul told Moshe Rabbeinu. Shchoit rubo. Shech roiv. Is it don't leave roiv or do roiv? That's the machlokes. So what on? Chatzi echad be'oif ve'echad b'chetzi be'imo shchitos psulo. If you did only half in the be'oif, it's possible. Yom mertza mertza roiv my pasul avid leroiv. So why half is no good? Say when we derabon dilmo lo yasi le'meivad palka. The reason is derabon because maybe you won't do so it's like zero, but really half should be okay. You have a oven, tanner, which is tameh, and he cut into two pieces. And the shaila is, whatever is the roiv keeps the tum. Whatever is the mute does not keep the tum. So cholkol shnayim shavim shneim tveim. Fishiv shalatzamtzem means you can't be exact. It goes on and length to say when do you say shalatzamtzem. We can't say shalatzamtzem. Big sugyas that we have. Machlekes is the Shamayim b'diyadam, but the Gemara now says you can't be exact. If I was able to come with a laser beam, make sure that I cut it exactly in half, then there will be both tar. Am I tar? If you hold mechzas kiroiv, so every half is a roiv. So why are you saying that the tar? Very simple. You can't have two roivs and one kli. Roiv means, as Rashi emphasizes over here, I have here two pieces. Charlotte is which piece is the roiv, which is that? You can't say both are roiv. Roiv, by definition, means one piece is bigger than the other. You can't have both roiv. So you have to go with half and half. Mashegi by shchito, I don't care about the other part. I'm looking only at this part, the part that was shechted. So there, half is like roiv. Toshva shochat chatzi gregaris shorobo. He cuts the kone, leaves a little over. It says the one that Chodesh Udav, Kedei Shchita Acheres, he made a break, Kedei Shchita, we started yesterday, V'gomro, Shchita Zakshev. It's fine. If you hold the Mertzavat Zakaroiv, so then it is Treifus. Why Treifus? Because by Be'imo, once you did one simon and not the other, you're Tarif. So I did one simon, and it's a problem. It says, Mom, you saw the Be'imo, Loi Belief. We're not talking about an animal, we're talking about a bird. Bird is one miwanushach. You're okay, right? Either he is not roiv, so you did the shchita later. If it is roiv, shchita is over. So that's why it's not a problem.
And if it would be a behemoth, why would it be a problem?
Because you need to do another simon. You know, so the point is here.
Either way, it's not. You don't have the second sentence,
right?
Whatever it is, it's going to be a trade.
And here, even if there are bottom your guys are that it's a problem, it won't be an issue over here because here, if I didn't get the roiv, so nothing happened. If I got the roiv, it's finished. So I'm okay. Toshma reisha chotze chatzi kone pogum so that as well. You have a kone that is a little bit cut off. Once you get the mertzamat, it's already treifa because the mertza is a problem. Omar Rav, and I hear the Gemara could have answered that if meaning it was not a meshchita. To clarify more, it's not a meshchita. Omar Rav is shouting at treifa the bein and roiv and near beinay. My name. I think no. I'll tell you what. By treifa it's different. Treifa it's not enough to have a din roiv. It has to be something which is clear roiv. So if I have something which is mechza, but mechza is like roiv, that's not good enough. It has to be a clear roiv. Is it not kosher? Treifo the even, something small, even one hole makes it. I mean, if one hole in the wrong place, in the corner, then not the smallest amount makes it. It has to be right. You need to have roiv near leinaim. Shchita da'ika rubel is kasher. You never find shchita if you don't have roiv. Look, get the bein roiv near leinaim. He says, how can it make sense about treifo? I need roiv near leinaim, and by shchita the roiv can be any roiv. Hello, the kulam omertza mertza in the roiv. This is what says you're right. Changing whatever we said till now. Half is not roiv. The chidma the rav that kanali and pesach itbar. Their discussion is now regarding this, going Pesach. You have Am Yisrael, half Torah, half Torah. Now we know the din. The din is, if the majority are Tomei, you do Pesach Rishon. If the minority are Tomei, they go to Pesach Sheni. What about if you have half and half? It's considered to be Roiv. Each half is its own Roiv. So Tohim Moisim L'Atzmom, and Tmeim Moisim L'Atzmom. Half is not a roiv, so Yimela is not pushed. They're not pushed to. They're not considered to be roiv. And the train go to Pesach Sheni. For also my time in the Rav. What's the reason there? According to Rav, the mechzav say is roiv different than shechita.
The Torah would do Pesach Rishon. They would not. This whole machlokes. There's only about.
Right. Also my time in the Rav. Ish ki yetom lenefesh. Ish nitcha vein tzibur nitchim. You have a special din. Only an individual goes. This is not an individual anymore. Once you get to half, it's not individual. That's a special limud over here. So it's not a roy, but it's not individual either. Okay. So more concludes. Metzvah ain't occurred except by Pesach. Says the Gemara. Okay. So this brings different questions where we see that you do still go with Metzvah roy. Say that. Roiv echad ba'oif when you have roiv and noif. Tani chado zimno. It says Tani chado zimno rubu shechad kamoy. Meaning we have two mishnahs. We have the mishnah that we started that it says in the beginning of the parak Asher chedechad b'shtayim b'shtayim behemo shchitos k'sherev rubu shechad kamoy. Right? And then it says at the end of the mishnah Roiv echad ba'oif b'shtayim behemo shchitos k'sherev. Why did I tell you twice? Why did I tell you two sentences that roiv works? Says the Gemara, Omar v'shayo chada b'chulin v'chada b'kodshim. In the beginning of the Mishnah and the end of the Mishnah is for chulin and kodshim. It's fichul. Tiyesh v'chulin also the sagli b'ruv mishav de lav namutzarich. Roiv is enough by chulin because I don't need the blood. Aval kodshim de ladam mutzarich. You need the blood. Emu letizgli b'ruv adika chulin. Maybe you need much more. Tiyesh v'kodshim b'shuv de ladam mutzarich. Even though we kodshim because you need the blood. Aval chulin de ladam mutzarich. V'chulin you don't need the blood. Emu apalga sogilei. Kamash Rolan, that's what I need to tell you both. Hai b'chulin, hai b'kodshim. Which part of the Mishnah is chulin, which part is kodshim? Holav karam istaber reisha b'chulin v'seva b'kodshim. It says the beginning of the Mishnah is chulin, and the Mishnah is kodshim. Mimayin. Nektani is sheichet. It says sheichet b'di'evet. If you say that reish b'kodshim, hamoyik mibayin. Sorry, not sheichet b'di'evet. If it's kodshim, oif, it should be hamoyik. So why am I safer b'kodshim? So you want to tell me the safe is kodshim? It says the shchitos t'kshero. Should be merely kosik shayra. It's a miliko mibayle. So I look kasha. At the second beimo tani namish kitosik shayra. There you end with beimo because how does the Mishnah end? What's the last words? You're saying roiv echad b'oif roiv shtay b'beimo. Beimo you don't have miliko. So it's kitosik shayra. Elareisha bichta loiv kai. You talk about oif. Sheichad echad b'oif shtay b'beimo. The oif is the beginning. So the sheichet is the first word. And you talk about it, should be a moilek. The reason I know the reish is b'chulin is from the following the ktani echod b'oif. It says one b'oif. Only by kodshim, not all birds have one simon. Some have two. So you're telling me a rule, it's only one simon. So the my safe for the kodshim. So why you say Roiv echad b'oif v'yikoil soiv by shtei simonim? Also with a sefer. Why is saying one is good enough? My Roiv echad, Roiv kol echad v'echad. That's in the lashon. In the ratio of the Mishnah it says Hashoichet echad. Echad lo shtayim. But Roiv echad said the Roiv of each one. Uvedina deligni Roiv shtayim. You could have said Roiv shtayim. Kavad echad is a sagel b'echad. I don't want to come and tell you Shtein, because we don't have Shtein, so I say like this. I know, so we brought already a few riots that we said that it's a Shaykhed, not a Moilik. One Siman, two Siman, the next riot is Diktani Abrido Imad Sheish Chudas Avridim. Pligi Rabbanan Alei. The Machlek is you have to cut off the sinews. Yom Bishvil Chulin Shafi, I understand. A little bit kotchi, my Pligi Rabbanan Alei. Rabbanan will argue. What's where the down with Tzarech? You need to cut them in the sinews by kotchim to remove the blood.
So is that a fact by kotchim? You have to. Everybody agrees. You have to cut the bereavement.
Yeah, l'chur.
I don't recall like when we talked about stuff.
Right, I don't know. I mean, that's what supposed. I'm saying for the more here.
I was just wondering.
Yeah. Ravashi Omar say the kotchim being a riot that is safe as kotchim. Till the riot the ratios chulin. The Ketani Asheret Shnei Roshim Keechod Shchita Soik Sher. We'll see later next daf that you share two heads together. It's okay. Hasheret Dievin Lichatchila Loi. Only with Dievin, not Lichatchila. Yom Bishama Bikotchim I Lichatchila Loi. If it's kotchim, I know why you should not do together. Shvetani Avyeisiv Tizbach Shloish Naim Shechtim. Zevarechot, because it says Tizbach one. Tizbachehu Shalo the who extra who Shalo Yechot Shechet Shnei Zvach. So it should be only one. So that's why the next Mishnah, which is a continuation of the end of the Mishnah, talks about kotchim. Rav Kahn is Tizbachehu, not Tizbechu. So in other words, we talk about it, the animal. So you could do it. So why are we saying it's only with the Evid? So you see the next Mishnah is kotchim, it means the end of our Mishnah is kotchim. Shimon Lakish agrees, say question, why it says twice in the Mishnah? We learned in Maseches Yuma. Kartzoy, he cut most of it. Umirik acher, shchitos al yodoy. But somebody else went and finished it up. Why somebody else finished it up? Because the Kohen Gadol was doing all the avodas. So whatever is not 100% required, we allow someone else to do. So Yechol lo umirik pasul. Maybe you tell me, if you didn't do a miriko, meaning that you didn't finish it up, we pasul, which is the end of the Mishnah. The end of the Mishnah says, where is it again? So he's quoting the end of the Mishnah to tell you that I don't have to finish more than the right. So you see over here?
The rise is that he quotes the end
of the Mishnah. Exactly.
The end of the Mishnah
He's talking about kotchim. Do you think if he didn't do it, it'll be puzzle? That's what we just said. The Gabe Yom Kippurim says the Gemara that Chavdes Ubeis in Kevin Havle Avoid the Beacher. Fatani Kol Avoid Yom Kippurim and Ksher Selaboy. Now, what was even happening? The only Avoid this Yom Kippur has to be Kohen Gadol. How can it be someone else finish? What does the Mishnah say there? Kohen Gadol will do the Roiv. Someone else will finish it up. You say maybe if he didn't finish it up, it will be puzzle. If he did not finish it up, it will be puzzle. So the only one who can do it is Kohen Gadol. How can someone else do it? You're right, of course. Midaraisa for sure it's not puzzle, because if not, you would have to do it. But maybe it's a din derabanan. Now the Gemara says, if there's only 9 psud derabanan, so what's the din? Why should you finish it? Mitzvah. It's a mitzvah. So Gemara Shimin bin Lakish B'Shum Levi Sabo Eino L'Shchito El B'Sef. Here goes a very big sugya in Londis. Just to see now the beginning. The idea is, how do we treat shchita? Is shchita done only in the end of shchita? When you do shchita, and when you get to the end, that's when the shchita happens. Before that, you're just cutting. Or shchita is the entire action from beginning to end. So Gemara says, Shchita is only in the end. Shchita is the whole process. If a guy started and he saw ended, it's puzzle. even if you're holding the shechita al b'soif. Why? Sharnasabo ma'aseh treifa b'yad of the kachavim. The kachavim took a 1/7. That made it treifa if you leave it that way because treifa. So he did a full peula and therefore he ruins it. You have to do all the soif l'malo on top of his back. If you do one below and one above, psulo shari also ba ma'aseh chad soif l'mato. Because the ma'aseh you did a ma'aseh which is machshir chad soif. It's a full ma'aseh, 1/7 l'mato. So once you're doing something which is a full ma'aseh, it ruins it. He started the shechita outside and the inside. Why is he chayav? Because he did part of the shechita outside. It was shechita chutz. Why not? Because he did not. The ending was inside. Who's the mar that didn't say that? The siman echad b'fim nami possible. It will be possible, even if you hold that in the shechita al b'soif. Shari also b'maaseh chat hasoif b'chutz. So maaseh chat hasoif is only one siman. So once you do something which is considered to be a full maaseh, you chayav. So the nichel koel like you're going to shochat miut simon because now one siman. The miut b'chutz. The gomer b'fim. So he started the same idea, but instead of doing a full siman, he started the shechita outside and ended it inside. He didn't have a roy before. Why? Because he shechted the whole thing.
It was only a niyat that he did outside.
Doesn't matter. Also means that once you finish, we retracted the whole thing of shechita.
I mean, he would say the whole thing has to be on the inside. There's no.
Yes. Yeah. Says the one Meisei Zero Kola Sukim Beparo Mitchila Vatsoy Mitam Godim. Anybody busy with the paro, so when the clothes become tameh. Or poisli moisob melocha acheres, the cause of psul melocha, meaning if we're doing the time that they are busy with the paradumo, they did a melocha, so they ruined the para. Eru b'psul b'shchitaso, if there was a psul in the shchita, being koidim psulo, bein nachem psulo. So if there's any psul, any time godim. Why? Because the shchita wasn't done. So tumas godim is only when you shechted it karoi. Here, if you did a psul, the shechita wasn't done. But if the psul was done in the sprinkling, koidim psul metam godim, until you didn't sprinkle and you ruined it, so it's metam godim. Why? Because then he was poisoned. So also by shechita, you should have this chiluk. Why are you telling me that by shechita you never betam godim? So bishul, if you tell me that shechita is only besoif, so until I don't get to the end, there's no shechita over here. When I get to the end, it's puzzle. So the whole thing is revoked, and therefore there's no tuas godim. But if you tell me that shechita is a whole process, a full process, so the first part was okay, the second part was not okay. So at least the first part betam godim. Amar Ravo nitkalkal shechita kalmat. Tell me the shechita got ruined. Shani also
understand that the first part is something. You hold the yeshna material that said the first part is something, but that only assumes that it still needs an end.
Oh, so that's where it says. If the shechita got ruined, Shani also did gali milsa afreya the shechita he clouds. So that's really what we're saying, Mo. That is exactly a kut of the Gemara. The chiddush is like this: if you hold the yeshna shechita b'tchila v'atzoif, it's only if you got to the soif. So once you got to the soif, the shechita was the whole process. But if you never get to the end, even though shechita begins, the still the din is that it's an shechita. Amar Rava ikashali hakashali. If I have a question, that's a kasha. Lemando men shechita l'basoif. According to Mando, shechita is only the end. Lifloik bechsher the paro, and the hechsher the paro, not the psul the paro. According to shechtua betray gav. Two people shechted the paro. The gav became a lo mitam. The gav basu mitam. Because if you hold the shechita is only the end, you did the full shechita happen. But it was divided into two people. One person did the first half, the second person did the second half. So the only one who did shechita was the second half. You want to talk about two people doing one shechita? We saw on Amud Aleph, that's the same Joshua. We were focusing on the first part. I don't want to talk about that case, because that case is not something you should do. It is before. That's the sheet of Rabbi Shimon. On top, stimto, stam mishtas like him. According to Chacham, you could do. So back to the question. For the Rabbi Shimon Nami, I have also another question. He shechted with two clothing, meaning he was wearing clothing, so not shechting. Yeah, like he was wearing a talus. Someone came, remove the talus, put another talus. The sudar kamo loy metamo, sudar ba so metamo. Why? Because the beginning was not a shechita and it's a shechita. It says the Gemara, elo bepsul lepor kamayri, vechsheiru loy kamayri. Talking about the psul of the poor. I want to tell you what ruins the poor. What ruins the poor aduma and makes a problem. That's the case that we're talking about. Not in the hechsher of the poor that makes the poor okay. So if I have two people doing the shechita is okay. I'm not talking about that case, but you're right. It could be enough community among the Hartman. There's still shechita. It will be enough community. The difference if you hold the shechita because that's safe or shechita ela safe. So go Rabbi say continue from here. Beis Hashem on Shabbos Kodesh. 5:50 p.m. is the daf. 5:30 is mincha.